Our next reader is Lillian Galedo, and she'll read her piece entitled A Memory of Strong Women from Part 3 to the Test of Fire, about the section, The Struggle for Justice for Sounding Jean. Lillian Galedo was recruited into the KDP in 1978 in the San Francisco Bay Area. She was assigned to the organization's National Commission on Immigrant Rights, focusing initially on discrimination against Filipino professionals, but quickly expanding in scope to immigration reform. Lillian built coalitions to fight against repressive immigration bills. She's a founding and active member of the National Network for Immigrant and Refugee Rights, the Dignity Campaign for Real Immigration Reform, and Alameda County United in Defense of Immigrant Rights. She recently retired from her position as Executive Director of Filipino Advocates for Justice, where she has worked since 1980, focusing on the needs of the growing Filipino community in the San Francisco Bay Area. Lillian.
I want to remind you that we were once young. I turned 70 this year. And in that 20-year trajectory that it took us to write this book, I wrote this in the very beginning, because we were asked to just write stream of consciousness. And actually, I hadn't read it since then. So I tried reading this the other day when I was asked to do this, and it was really very hard. So I'm not sure if I'm going to get through this. So, Edwin has my permission to hit me on the back when I start to embarrass myself. Okay. June 1st, 1981. Shocking and incredible news is traveling through the KDP grapevine. I can't believe it. This couldn't really have happened. Jean and Silme have been shot. I can't seem to get any hard facts, but they might be dead. They're so young. For Christ's sakes, they barely figured out what they want to do with their lives. Poor Cindy, and what about Terry and her 2 kids? Their parents must be devastated too. How do you handle your kid dying before you do, especially at the hands of some assassins? Somebody give me some straight answers. Isn't there something I should be doing? But what is that? I must be patient. We can't simply fall apart. I know a summation will be forthcoming. Wait for the meeting at the National KDP headquarters. Word has it that Jolene and Bruce will be flying to Seattle. We'll get all the details soon enough. That'll be good. I need to be with everybody else. I'll always remember the picture on the front page of the Angka Tipuna. Terry, Cindy, Elaine, Lenny, I know how much each of them loved Jean and Silme. How could they have found the strength and courage to get up at the memorial in front of everyone to sing the Internationale through their tight throats and tears so soon after the murder? How could they be so strong? Oh, God. One thing that the KDP had for sure were strong women. You couldn't help but admire them. You couldn't help but want to be like them. While I was looking for words to cope with my feelings, trying to handle just myself, women leaders of the KDP were in motion, getting on top of the situation, addressing the public, helping the rest of us channel our fears into action. Wasn't there something more I could be doing? On top of everything else, the Far West Convention was supposed to be held in Seattle that year during the Labor Day weekend, just 2.5 months away. How in the world were they supposed to pull that off? Kathy from the KDP National Executive Board came by my office. She was somber, not much kidding around. You know, Kathy, she's always kidding around. She explained that she would be leaving for Seattle in a week or so to take over organizing the Far West Convention. She would only have 2 months to do it. Our comrades in Seattle need our help desperately, she said. The murder trial will begin soon and community support had to be organized, not to mention dealing with emotional fallout from the murders. It was impossible for the Seattle chapter to do the convention by themselves. Would you help? Would you leave your job for 2 months to go to Seattle, she asked. I didn't say anything at first. Could I just abandon my job on the spot like that? But maybe this would be my chance to do something. She took my silence as hesitation. She became more intense and said, trying not to get too heavy about it, well, Lillian, I think it's time you... I can still hear her saying it.
Come on, Kathy, say it. I can still hear her.
Well, Lillian, I think it's time that you saw yourself playing a more leadership role. Holy shit. How did she know I had been waiting for someone to ask? I really wanted to do something more. I was about to cry. I felt bad that she even had to ask, that she had to exert a little extra effort in making me respond. Why couldn't I have been as strong as all the other women around me who seemed to take leadership, want leadership, step forward without being asked, sometimes even competing for leadership? What the hell was wrong with me? I sat silent for a moment, then heard myself saying out loud, okay, I could be ready to leave in a couple of weeks.